Hello everybody and welcome to episode 39 of the Little Black Cat Knits podcast, a podcast all about knitting and crocheting and basically any crafty rabbit hole I find myself down. I'm your host Ashley, coming at you from New Jersey, where I live with my husband, my 3 sons, and my little black cat, who, if you have been here before, you will know that he is a very big nuisance, and he continues to be a big nuisance, and won't leave me alone, right? Yeah, okay. Anywho, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It is currently 10:12 a.m. on Thursday, November 14th, 2024, and it's been a while since I podcasted last, so I might be a little rusty. But we're gonna, figure it out. I apologize if you see the chaos. There's a lot we have to talk about. So, grab yourself a beverage. I myself have a giant jug of water. The Jensen Ackles cup is getting washed, so unfortunately we have a week without the podcast's mascot cup. However, that's neither here nor there. Okay. Oh, the cat drooled on me. If you have cats, do your cats drool on you? Because mine does all the time. Anywho, trim my bangs. It's been so long since I've podcasted that I got bangs and they're already ready to be trimmed. Anyway, licorice. Trying to think. Let's see. Admin-y stuff. Is there any admin stuff? Oh, first let me tell you. It's been a while, guys. Okay. Where you can find me. First of all, I am the owner and dyer behind Gatti Yarn Co. You can find all of my hand-dyed yarn on Etsy as Gatti Yarn Co. You can find me on Instagram as Gatti Yarn Co. And you can find me on Ravelry as AM Gatti. Okay, trying to think if there's any other admin-y things. November's mystery clubs will be shipping out Monday. I just dyed them up this morning. So inspiration photos for December's Taylor Swift and Lord of the Rings clubs will be going up tomorrow and Saturday. And those will go on sale December 1st at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Oh my hair. I'm trying to think what else. I'm toying around a little bit with, what club is going to be replacing the Taylor Swift club when that's done in, well, the Taylor Swift club will be done in February, but the new club will start in January. I'm going back and forth, but I think I've got it nailed down. I'm trying to think, what else is there to talk about? It's been a while. My admin stuff is a little, out of whack here. So you know what? We're just gonna jump right in and just go for it. So let's talk about what I'm wearing first. I am wearing my Salem sweater. I love this thing. By Tristan Molina of Dragon Horde Yarn. I knit the size 1. It's an oversized sweater, and I didn't really want it to be super oversized, so I only have about 4 inches of positive ease on this. But yeah, I knit it out of Knit Picks Stroll in the colorway Duchess Heather, and held with Knit Picks Aloft in the colorway Eggplant. I added, stand up, because it's got a split hem and everything. I added 5 inches to the body because I really didn't want it cropped. So that's that. When you've had 3 babies, cropped really isn't your best friend. Anywho, that's that. We have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to jump right into our FOs because there's a pile of them. There's a lot. So first, and there's a lot of multiples of the same thing, you'll see, and I'll talk about it. Anyway, first things first, I finished 2. One of these you saw as a whip last time. One was started and completed since the last time, but I finished 2 Musselburgh hats. This is the one you saw on the last podcast. This is for my husband Keith for Christmas. I knit the adult medium. And both of these were knit using US 3 needles. And yeah, this is the adult medium. I knit this out of woolen vinyl in, I think it was the classic rock sock. I'm not sure. All the information is on the project pages on Ravelry. but this is out of the EVH colorway. Yeah, so that is getting tucked away for Christmas. This is another muscle bar. Oh, the pattern's by Isolde Teague. If I didn't say that. Anyway, this is for my youngest Peter, who is 15 months. I knit the toddler size, and this is out of Chelsea Yarns in one of their one-of-a-kind colors. I knit my rocket tee out of this. I can't remember the colorway name. I want to say it was like November Rain Orange or something. It's on the project page for my rocket tee, but I used the leftovers from that for this. And this is his new winter hat. He looks really, really cute when he's wearing it, but he hates everything and rips it off his head. So winter is going to be fun. But this is for him, the tiny little man. Okay, can I help you? Can I help you? You're such a pain in the butt, you know that? Don't even think about it. We're not jumping. No. Of course. No. What did I say? Stop it. If you're new here, that happens a lot. Okay, anyway. Let's jump into the next two FOs. I am a lazy person and did not feel like pulling my sock blockers out, so I apologize. Anyway, you saw these as a whip last episode, and they are done. These are my Serene socks by Kim Craddock of 3 by the Sea Designs, and the yarn is also 3 by the Sea Designs in the colorway Grim Grinning Ghosts. And these came out so good. I've already worn them a bunch. They're like so comfy. Anyway, this pattern was great. It was so easy, like mindless, just serene, if you will. But yeah, I knit these on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle, like I knit all of my socks. I knit these magic loop, 64 stitches, heel flap and gusset. The project page has, I believe, has how many rows I did for the leg. I can't remember. I want to say it was 40, could have been 50. I have no idea, to be honest with you. Genuinely don't know. You really got to stop this. You're being like such a pain in the butt today. Anyway, that's those. I'm going to try to go through this quickly because the baby is napping and I do not know how long he will stay asleep for. So, anywho, moving right along. My next FO, which was a whip last time, are these shorties out of the Headless Horseman colorway from Polka Dot Creek. Once again, these were knit magic loop, US 1, 2.25 millimeter. With all of my shorties, I do 10 rounds for the cuff, 10 rounds for the leg, and then heel flap and gusset. So that is those. Really not much to say about these things, guys. I'm just, you know, we've got a lot to go through, and it's wild what's happening here. Okay, moving right along. So for my one brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their 3 kids, I'm making them all, matching hats for Christmas. So this is like an FO/whip, because I will show you the whip that goes along with this because it goes with it. So yeah. And then, you know, obviously I still have way more FOs after this, so then we'll transition back to it. It's gonna be a whole thing, guys. We're gonna work our way through this here. So first things first, these 2 are done. There's no whip for this. Can you please, I love you, go away. These are for my brother-in-law and my nephew, and these are the Even Mixed Loop Hat by Daisy Farm Crafts. I knit the adult medium for my brother-in-law and the child size for my nephew. This was a Red Heart yarn. I want to say the colorway was navy, but I'm not 100% sure. So there's these. I think I used whatever the hook called for in the pattern was. I believe it was a 5 millimeter, could have been a 5.5, not 100% sure. I do not have project pages for these. And that was just out of sheer laziness. So anyway, that's these. So these are for my brother-in-law and my nephew. And then there's these, which are for my 2 nieces and their mom. So let me pull out with my sister-in-law. So let me pull out my whip for that one. Hold on. Is it in this one? I have too many projects, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. No, it's in this one. And the problem is they're all Christmas, so they're all in Christmas bags. Anyway, okay, let's chat. So these 2 are for my 2 nieces, my newest niece and my older niece. And these are the Winterberry hat from Daisy Farm Craft. I knit my new baby niece, the newborn to 3-month size, and my older niece, the child size. These are so freaking cute, aren't they? I can't. Okay, so that's for them. And then their mom, my sister-in-law, is also getting one. And I'm making hers in the adult medium. And she will also have a gray pom-pom to go with it. So I have a couple more inches to go on this. I think it has to be like 19 inches total or something. So we're working our way through that. Oh, I can tell you the hook size. 5mm, because this is the same hook I used for the boys' hats also. And I making these out of loops and threads, impeccable in the, what color are you? Really wish they would make it easier to find these things. Petunia. So, yes, that is that. These are, I don't know why, like I flew through the other ones. This one is like killing me, probably because it has to be 19 inches long, and I just like am not having a fun time with that. But it is what it is, right? That's the motto here, guys. Okay. Where the heck is this book that I need? If you're new here, welcome to chaos, because that's what happens here, guys. It's chaos central. Where the frig did I put this thing? Oh, down here. Okay. So my next two FOs are both out of this book, A Crochet World of Creepy Creatures and Cryptids by Ricky Gustafson? Guys, I'm terrible at pronouncing things. But they're both out of this book. Licorice, I love you. Goodbye. The patterns in here are all made out of worsted weight yarn. But I decided to do chunky yarn because I'm a lunatic. And let me tell you something. If I ever use this chunky chenille yarn ever again, it will forever and ever and ever and ever only be no-sew patterns, because both of these were absolute freaking torture. So, any hooser, let's get into this. So I made, he's massive, the Bigfoot from this book for my mother-in-law. She loves Bigfoot. He is just out of control. I believe I used a 10mm crochet hook. This is whatever the loops and threads fur yarn. I threw out the tags, guys. I don't remember what they are. This is the chenille. It's this one. Hold on. His face and like the bottom of his feet and stuff are this loops and threads royal velvet. I don't want to take that out because it's gonna go everywhere. And this colorway was marshmallow. I know that. And I know that this faux fur colorway was called Husky. I couldn't tell you what kind. It's the faux fur one. But here's Bigfoot. I love him so much. He's massive and very snuggly, and I think my mother-in-law will love him. She will greatly appreciate him, actually, I think. I wish I could have, I tried real friggin' hard, guys, to get him to like, the amount of sewing I did to try to get his head to stay straight up, and it's just not. And, yeah, don't know why. So, anyway, moving right along. That's Bigfoot. He's for my mother-in-law for Christmas. He's hanging out. The next thing I made from that book, out of that same royal velvet yarn, but this is in the colorway Mint. I made Nessie. Isn't she magical? She's a little floppy. Partially because she lives on our couch and the kids love to snuggle with her and like lay on her and use her as a pillow. So once again, from now on, I am only doing no-sew patterns with chenille yarn. Because it's just a bad time. I don't like it. Don't you even think about jumping up there, you. Stop. What? Hold on. We gotta take a snuggle break because he's being a pain in the butt. Anyway, back to it. I have one last FO that's going to lead into a whip, so I figure this is perfect. We'll do that. So my Supernatural blanket, which I don't know the exact name of the pattern because I think it's just listed as like Supernatural Mystery Crochet Along, I think. Licorice. The pattern is linked on the project page. And I've been working my way through it. I'm only allowed, if you're new here, I'm only allowed to work on this while I do my rewatch of the show. I'm currently on season 3. What episode am I on? I think I just finished I don't know. No, because I watched Bad Day at Black Rock. My brain, the last episode I watched was the episode where they get the Hand of Glory with Bella. Oh God, my brain is drawing a blank on what the name of the episode is. Anyway, I'm like halfway through season 3. But I finished, how does it start? Which is the front and which is the back? That's the real question. I am so good at weaving in my ends here, guys. Hold on, let me look at the chart so I can show this to you. I have my iPad here just in case I get any phone calls from my children's school, because I'm filming this on my phone. Which way does it goes on this side? Oh, so this is the back. Oh gosh, look at me. Am I really, really good weaving in? Okay. So I finished the pie and beer chart. Doesn't it look so good, guys? This thing is coming out. Oh my, it's going to be massive. And I've already decided that when it's done, licorice! Hey, stop that. When it's all said and done and sewn together and everything, I'm going to back the whole thing with flannel. It's just appropriate, you know? Because I don't want it to come apart, because this is a true labor of love, this thing. So anyway, this panel is done, which leads me into whips. Because I had to go to the store to get yarn for the center panel. Licorice! I've been trying to do everything for this project from stash, but I did not have enough white and black yarn. I actually think I was pretty much out of black yarn, to be honest, because I grabbed the last of my white and black yarn for my Akatar blanket that I talked about in the last episode, which I haven't worked on at all since then. I really should pull it out and bring it downstairs, because we've been watching Breaking Bad, and this would be perfect for that, because it's just single crochet. Anyway, licorice. Hey! The amount of edits I'm going to have to do. Stop! Anyway, I had to buy more white and black yarn for this project. So, it's not much right now. Woo-hoo! So I'm making all of these panels on using a 5mm hook. They're all corner to corner. So this is all we've got for the center panel right now. This one is going to be double the size of the panel I just showed you. Lengthwise. I think it's the same widthwise. I have to double check. But this is just basically, it's going to be the anti-possession symbol, like huge in the middle, in black. So not much to show here. That's that. But yeah, so next time I get a Supernatural Binge Fest, we'll work on that. Okay, let's see here. Whip time. I think we're making good time on this. What time is it? Oh, I'm talking really fast, guys. I apologize. It's been like almost 20 minutes. I'm talking really fast. But like I said, I don't know how long the baby's going to sleep. So we're trying to do this quickly. Okay, deep breath. Now, since we're in whips, the hat for my sister-in-law is living in this Lila Styles bag with the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser from You Were Without a Santa Claus, which is my favorite Christmas movie. And I love this bag. Okay, just forgot to mention that. All right, now, next, which I think is living in this bag, actually. Let me double check. Yes, okay. So living in this bag from Ginger Snap Fibers, isn't this so cute? Is another Christmas gift for Keith. This is the Round and Round Cowl by Kayla Litton, aka Crazy Sock Lady. And I am making this out of my hand-dyed yarn in the Beetlejuice inspired colorway Ghost with the Most. So it's like, this yarn knits up awesome, but it's making it so hard to see the pattern. Like, stretch it out. Yeah. I'm knitting this on the called for needle, which I believe is a size 4. And yeah, I'm just following the pattern to a T pretty much. These stitch stoppers, these Oogie Boogies, I believe I got them from Dragon Horde Yarn. And this is a Snow Miser and Heat Miser inspired stitch marker. Can't for the life of me remember where I got them from. But yeah, I'm just cruising right along on this. He does crossing guard eats a substitute crossing guard in the mornings, so I wanted to get, he's always complaining about, you know, he's cold in the winter, so figured cowl. And if he ends up not liking it, I'll wear it. It's not a big deal. But I'm also using this yarn cozy from Lila Styles. I figured it, you know, Christmas sugar cookies, Halloween sugar cookies, right? You know? Guys, I don't know. It's been a while. I'm talking a mile a minute. The only thing I've consumed today is a cup of coffee while I was dyeing clubs. I've been up since 5:30. Okay, this is just this day. Only thing I've consumed today is a cup of coffee while dyeing up clubs and 2 dark chocolate peppermint Ghirardelli squares. So we're just like chaos this morning. Let me take some drink of water. I need to take a chill pill. Oh, that's what you wanted? You wanted to lay on my square? Good, stay there, you pain in the butt cat. I swear I love him. He's just like such a pain in the butt. Let's move right along. These, living in this bag from Fate's Threads, right? Yeah, and their shop, unfortunately, is officially closed. I got this on the last run of sales. It's all of the claymation Christmas characters. Isn't that so fun? Those are my favorite Christmas movies. Anyway, I am making socks for my mother-in-law because she loves hand-knit socks. And I am making the Rhinebeck Roomies pattern from Kayla Litton, Crazy Sock Lady. And this is being knit out of one of the 3 by the Sea Designs salty skeins, so they're one of a kind, so it doesn't have a name or anything. But she really likes these like blues and teals and stuff, so I thought she might really like this. So I am halfway through the heel, as you can tell, on the first sock, and I did 40 rounds for the leg. My mother-in-law and I are the same size, so it's pretty easy for us to, I just make my size in socks and they fit her, and she likes kind of the same length and stuff that I do for socks and whatnot. So I did 20 rounds for the cuff, 64 stitches. When I do pattern socks, I like to do not magic loop. I like to knit on 9-inch circular. So these are 9-inch Chiaogus, US size 1, 2.25 millimeter. And Rhinebeck Roomies is one of my absolute favorite patterned socks. You guys, it's so squishy. Anyway, this stitch stopper, which the mate for is in my next whip. I got these from 3 by the Sea Designs a while ago. This stitch marker / progress keeper, whatever you want to call it, is from Tiddly Bakes, I believe. This candy cane. Could be wrong about that. Could also be, no, I think it is Tiddly Bakes. Or Charmed and Dangerous. I don't know. I really don't remember. But yeah, so that's living in this bag. And I'm using one of Lila Styles Friends Cozy on the on this. I was like, why is my yarn not attached? Because I've got the mini skein in. Anyway, so as you can tell, I'm doing a heel flap and gusset. The toe will also be in this purple. And yeah, not much to say about that. I really need to get a move on this. My problem is I really hate knitting heel flaps. Okay, that's not true. I like knitting the heel flaps and the heel turns. I hate doing the gusset because my brain, no matter how many times I write down like how many rounds I've done, what I have left, blah, 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 I have to sit down and complete my gusset all in one sitting or I like lose track of where I am. And I know how to read my knitting. I know what I'm doing. Like, so but my brain is just like, no. So I think that's like, I haven't had time to sit and just like work on this. Like where like I have a chunk of time where I don't have to do anything. I just have like, I can just work on this. So I think that's why we're stuck halfway through the heel. But Keith is going out with his brother Jared tonight for dinner. So it's just gonna be me and the boys home. So once they go to bed, I think I'm gonna throw on some true crime and bang this out probably. So that's that. Really not much to say about this one. Moving right along. The next whip is living in this Supernatural Christmas bag, also from Fate's Threads. And this one's for me. And these are just some, I'm going to call it striping 2 socks together. But I follow Kay, Crazy Sock Lady's YouTube video that she uses for the share pairs from Mandy's Makings. It's linked on the project page for these socks. And yeah, that's what I use whenever I have 250-gram skeins and I'm making socks out of them. So this is what I have so far. This is being knit up out of my yarn in the 50-gram set. The Grinch is the green and Cindy Lou Who is the pink. So all I've got right now was what, 26 rounds on the leg. I'm ready to switch back to the green. Yeah, 20 rounds for the cuff. When I do these, I vary how long the leg is going to be. I follow her video and then kind of just figure out what I'm doing from there. And every time I knit these, I forget what I'm doing, so I'm constantly rewatching that video. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so, but these are low priority because they're for me. I'd love to get them done in time to wear on Christmas Day, but if not, then, you know, it's not the end of the world. But anyway, here is the other half of the Mickey Stitch Stopper set. And then this Mickey Progress Keeper is also from 3 by the Sea Designs. So, not really much to say about that. 64 stitches. These I like to knit on 9-inch circulars also. It just makes like the color changing and stuff easier. Like, I don't really want, it's the same thing with patterns. Like, I don't really like to mess with Magic Loop or DPN. I hate DPNs. I don't really knit anything on DPNs, but like, I don't like to mess with Magic Loop when I'm doing stuff like changing colors like this, colorwork socks, pattern socks, because like, I don't end up with ladders when I do vanilla, but I'm afraid I'm going to end up with ladders if I've got patterning. You know what I mean? So, anywho, that's all there is to say about that. I only have 2 more whips, and then we're going to talk about books and what I'm watching in life stuff and all that. So, moving right along. Living in This Bag by Midwest Stitches, who, if you follow Danielle, you've heard she is closing her shop at the end of the month. I am lucky enough to have a bunch of her bags, and they are some of my favorites. So, if you want to support her, I think she has stuff on sale right now, and I think it's going to keep going on sale until it's all gone pretty much. But go to her shop. Her bags are beautifully made. But yeah, so this is one of her bags. And living in here is my Rizzo blouse by Poison Girls. I did not put a progress keeper in from where I was last time we chatted, but I've made quite a bit of progress. As you can see, we have connected the body. The top is done. And yeah, yesterday I spent the day, okay, so let's backtrack. Let me give you yarn deets and then before that, anyway. So I'm knitting the size, what size am I knitting? I have my show notes over here if you guys couldn't guess. I'm knitting the size medium. I'm knitting those called for needles. It was US 2 for the ribbing, 3 for the body. And I'm knitting this out of Ruby and Rose's yarn. And this is the Lavender Haze colorway from her Taylor Swift collection. And yeah, so 2 nights ago while we were watching Breaking Bad, I was working on the body and I realized that I'm almost halfway done with the body shaping. And I was like, let me try it on because it looks like there's really not much going on down there. So I tried it on. And when I put it on, it hits literally just below my chest. And I'm like, okay. As we've learned, if you've been here for a while, I am not a huge cropped person. Now, I know because it's a vintage style sweater, it is going to be slightly cropped, but I don't need it to be super cropped. I've had 3 babies. That look does not work for me. You know, full length, slight crop, that's what I try to go for. So, I said to myself, okay, I only have 2 skeins of yarn for this project because that's how much it called for. And everything, and I ordered this from the pre-order specifically for this pattern. I have literally this much left of the first skein. So, and I think I had like 60 something rows left or whatever. And I'm like, this thing's gonna be way too short, but I don't want to run out of yarn and not be able to do the sleeves and the collar. So yesterday I spent the entire day doing the sleeves. Which luckily for me is just like 12 rounds of ribbing. So the sleeves and the collar, which is also just 12 rounds of ribbing. So I was like, perfect. It's not going to eat up a ton of that skein. So now my plan is I'm going to knit this until the pattern says it's time to split for the ribbing or to switch needles and start the ribbing. Try it on. See how I feel about the length. And then kind of go from there. And then it's going to be kind of very much a knit a couple rounds, try it on, knit a couple rounds, try it on, until it's either a length that I like or I'm afraid I'm going to run out of yarn, whichever one comes first. So that is the saga with this. And I've been focusing on this instead of working on Christmas gifts, and that needs to change. I think today, once I'm done filming this, I'm going to make myself some lunch. If the baby is still sleeping, we'll see. While I edit this, work on some things Christmas gift wise, because they need to get done before I have to continue. Plus, it's too cold for this anyway, so I don't know what I'm thinking here. Anyway, okay, that's that. That's the Rizzo blouse. That's all you need to know. It's just done. Okay. Last whip that I have to talk about is living in this giant bag from Stolen Minutes. And this is what I am lovingly calling my Moody Spring Court Sweater by Tristan Molina of Dragon Horde Yarn. And I am almost done. Where was I? I think I actually do have a progress keeper on this one. Okay. So last we spoke, I was up here. And I'm almost done with the yoke. So the color work portion of the yoke is done. I have to knit like an inch or two more of the yoke before I can split for the sleeves. So yeah. I'm knitting this out of Dragon Horde yarn in her Myth fingering base. This main color here is Vampiric. This darker gray, I don't know if you can, this darker gray is Midnight Rituals, and then the Surrey is Obsidian Salt. And it's all Dragon Horde yarn. And I'm loving it. And this is knitting a size 4. Called 4 needles in the pattern. I think the ribbing was a size 2. The body's a size 4. And yeah, I want to wear this for Christmas Eve. So I'm really crossing my fingers. If I can get the Christmas stuff done, I'm going to focus on this before I say before I cast anything else on. We know that's not going to be true. But yeah. So that is all the crafty content. I don't know if you guys want to, I've got a couple acquisitions, I think. I can't remember if I talked about them last podcast or not. Some of them I know came since last podcast. I don't know about the others, but anyway. So if that's all you came here for, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go into acquisitions and what I've been reading and life and all that now. My goodness. Okay, so let's chat acquisitions real quick. What I'm remembering of acquisitions anyway. Goodness. Okay, I do actually have more acquisitions coming today. I need to chill. Anyway, so I know for a fact these came since the last podcast, and these are Nomadic Yarns, and this is her colorway Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark on her twisty sock base, 400 yards, 100 grams, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. If you've been here for a while, you know that I collect Nomadic Yarns, Halloween self-stripings for me and Keith's matching Halloween socks. I have like no Christmas self-striping, I also just realized, but that's okay. I think I might cast on the Freddy color soon because it's a little Christmassy. We'll call it that. Why not? Anyway, I also picked up her Evermore colorway because if you know me, you know your girl loves Tay-Tay. And this one is on her trusty sock base, 462 yards for 100 grams, 75% merino, 25% nylon. So that's that. These two, I know I talked about them. I don't remember if they had arrived and I'd shown them. But these are also Nomadic Yarns, my other most recent purchase. So this is the Sally Owens colorway and the Practical Magic colorway, both on the trusty sock base. And these were the last two colors I was missing from her Practical Magic collection. So yes, that's that. I have more yarn arriving today. I need to take a chill pill. I think my Quarter Thorns and Roses advent from Dragon Horde shipped or is shipping, and like I'm excited about that too. My advents, which were up for like a very limited time. I did a 4-week sock set Supernatural advents. Those have all been delivered, and I dyed one up for myself. They're hiding in here, and they're so fun. I can't wait to use them. I mean, I know what they are, but I wrapped them up because Vlogmas, Anyway, I am doing Vlogmas this year, guys, but I think I'm doing it a little bit differently. I'm going to start filming on November 30th and do like a day 0 kind of thing. And like November 30th will go up on the 1st, so I'll be a day behind. it's just that way I can show you more of my day, and I can just edit in the morning, and I don't have to worry about like scrambling, you know what I mean? Anywho, that's that. Let's talk about books. I finished quite a few books since the last time we chatted. This is my most recent finished. I started this book in May, and I finally finished it like 2 days ago. 4 stars, simply because I liked the story, and I love Grady Hendrix's writing, but my God, did I hate every single character in this book. I started out liking some of them. By the end of the book, there is not a single character in here that I like. Not a single one. Every single character is awful. They're all terrible. I hated every character in this book. So it's a miracle it got 4 stars, but it's really just because of the story itself was very, very good. So that's that. I also finished, I'll pop pictures up because I read these on my Kindle, so I don't have physical copies, but I finished The It Girl by Ruth Ware. I read that for book club. That one was also 4 stars. It was going to be like 2 or 3 stars because I didn't really like any of the characters. I wasn't sympathetic toward any of them. They all kind of got on my nerves. I thought I knew where it was going from the beginning. Like, I'd called it out. I was like, this is how it's going. And the only reason that the twist in the end I literally did not see coming is the only reason it got 4 stars. That's just, you know, I was like, oh, okay. I also finished, what the heck is it called? And my phone is, something above. I'll put the picture here. It's the 5th book in the Fairy Tales Reimagined series that I love to read as like palette cleansers. They're so quick and easy to read, but it's basically the synopsis is like, what if the Little Mermaid fell in love with Captain Hook? And I was like, count me in. If you've been here for a while, you know Little Mermaid is my favorite movie. I love Peter Pan. My youngest is named Peter after Peter Pan. His whole nursery is Peter Pan themed. I am here for a good Peter Pan retelling always. Also, Once Upon a Time, Colin O'Donoghue's Captain Hook is just... This book was made for me. 4 stars on that one. The story was so fun. I loved it. I love this whole series. The writing is really why it got 4 stars from me, is because it's really just not the best. It's kind of like if you sat down and like wrote fan fiction on like Wattpad or Tumblr and like just like boop, like it, but it's fun and it's silly, and the stories are, I like the actual stories, like the way they're retelling these fairy tales and the way they're all interconnected is really interesting, and I really enjoy it. So 4 stars for that one. That's all the stuff I finished. I am currently reading 3 books. I'll pop a picture of the first one up here because that one I'm also reading on my Kindle, and it is Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. I'm about like 45% in, and it's creepy. It's creepy. I made the mistake of reading some of it before bed last night and did not sleep well. So that's got to be a daytime book. But yeah, so that one's pretty good. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's creepy. It's unsettling. And I kind of love it. I'm also reading the 2nd book in of the Supernatural books, and this is what, Witch's Canyon. This is usually my bedtime book because it's like I'm falling asleep watching an episode of Supernatural. These are easy. These are palette cleansers. These are my favorite things because it's like hanging out with some friends. I just know Sam and Dean so well. If you were here for when I finished the 1st book, and I gave it 4.75 stars because they got their eye colors wrong. They got Dean's eye color right in this one, but they got Sam's wrong. So, I don't know what these guys are doing, but these authors, eventually they'll get their eye colors right, and I won't have to dock points, but loving it. I also started Hooked by Emily McIntyre. I'm not very far in this at all. I think I'm only, 12 pages in. Like I said, I love me Peter Pan retellings, dark Peter Pan retellings, happy Peter Pan retellings, any kind of Peter Pan retelling ever. And I especially love when it's very clear that the person who's writing the book watched Once Upon a Time, and Colin O'Donoghue is who they are picturing when they are writing Hook. And so far that's the vibe I'm getting from this one. That was the vibe I got in the Little Mermaid Captain Hook book. The way I'm talking about this, I should have worn my Killian Jones shirt. And yes, I do have one of those. Anyway, I've got my Hook Pop figure. He's downstairs chilling. Besides the point. I am aware that this apparently is very, very, very smutty. And I am usually not a fan of the spice. But I did read the Vicious Lost Boys series, and that was like 99% spice, but the plot in that was so good. The plot in that really kept me going. Could have done without all the spice, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, 12 pages in, I'm liking it so far. We'll see how it goes. And that's all I'm reading. I'm currently watching the newest season of Tracker. It's really good so far. I'm doing my rewatch of Supernatural when I get a chance. I throw on Gilmore Girls every so often. I'm doing a slow rewatch of that. And yeah, Keith and I are currently rewatching Breaking Bad. Okay, so the first time we watched it, we watched the first season together, and then this is when he and I were both working before we had kids and everything. So like on his days off when I was at work, he would like binge without me, and like so I've only seen like after season 1 and like half of season 2, I've only seen like an episode here and there. So for me, it's almost like watching it for the first time. But I really enjoy that show. I think it's really good. But we're watching that. Once we're done with that, we're going to move on to my 5 millionth rewatch of Once Upon a Time. I think this might be the first time Keith is watching it, so that'll be fun. But yeah, general life stuff. Life's been crazy. The boys are doing karate and they're loving it. Bruce has to get... Hey! Licorice! Bruce has to get oral surgery on Monday to get 2 teeth removed because he has very bad dental anxiety and needs to be put under to have dental procedures. So that's going to be a fun time. But other than that, just living life, working clubs, working my other job, doing all the things. The baby just had his 15-month checkup. He's doing great. He's a maniac who's still obsessed with Taylor Swift. And we watch the Eras Tour movie 500 times a day. And I love me some Tay-Tay. Hey! I wouldn't have a Taylor Swift club if I didn't. But, even I get tired of the Eras Tour movie. So I'm trying to get him to watch other things. It's hit or miss. He does like Jake and the Neverland Pirates, though. Hey! And he likes Peter Pan. So I'm cool with that. And he also likes Little Mermaid. I think it's because he likes the fish. But anyway, that's besides the point. I've been jabbing my jaws for almost an hour now, so I'm going to sign off, get downstairs, get this edited, do my thing, and, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully it'll be before Vlogmas. I'll still put one out during Vlogmas too, I think, probably. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!